Well, I say we're live, and it helps if I turn on my own microphone. Good evening, Randomania. Hope everybody is excited for more Zelda 1 Randomizer action. And I'm tired tonight. How you doing, Random Effect?
I'm doing okay. Not as tired apparently, but it's been a quite an exciting night in the world of Zelda 1 Randomizer. Got a lot of the main tournament action going on, but we got a Battle Royale finals tonight. So you can't get more excited than that. This is the top two of the highly unusual tournament. We got Redbird Grad and Antlerz 44 here. This is going to be a great match between these two. They've been battling for 8 weeks prior to this to get down to the final two. If you're not familiar with how the Battle Royale tournaments work, this is a tournament series that me and Redbird Grad set up to basically be like little mini tournaments. And what it is a battle royale style. There's 8 to 10 players that start off, and each week on a particular day at a particular time, they race a particular flag set for that tournament. And the last place finisher each week is eliminated, and everybody else moves on. So these two have made it through up to 8 weeks of races, not being last place. And it comes down to this, and we're going to get a winner.
All right, while we're waiting on the runners to ready up, you want to give a quick rundown of what flags we have tonight?
Absolutely. In this randomizer, we're going to have a mixed quest overworld. So first and second quest combo on the overworld, and you won't really know sort of what the caves that will be open and closed might be until you try them out. We're going to have shapes, dungeon layouts, no hints whatsoever, blank hints. The biggest thing, though, level 9 entry is going to be open, but you have a forced Ganon. So what this really boils down to is finding bow and silvers and other items that are going to help you out, but you really don't need any Triforces. You got to find level 9, and this could favor those that can have very good combat on low hearts and low offense, and we're off.
Interesting start over in the forest. It's not the best place to be without a candle.
No, but it gives you access to this open cave right here, and I actually kind of like it because it's more centralized, so therefore deaths are not going to be as punishing as some other start sets that you might have.
So this could be an interesting transition for Redbird. Of course, he just did his most recent matchup in the Swiss round not even an hour and a half ago, and now all of a sudden you've got different combat with enemies in the overworld.
Yeah, he did really well in his tournament match earlier, but he's no slouch to sort of doing lots of different randomizer races in the same night. Unfortunately, takes a death right on a screen that would have gotten him a candle, so we'll see if he makes his way back up that direction. Meanwhile, Antlerz, equipped with that candle, is going to go check out some Armos items, potential Armos items here in the forest. He takes a death as well. This is a pretty cruel overworld with this enemy set. As you see, we got dungeon enemies on the overworld, which is a newer addition to the randomizer, and can prove quite deadly, as we see, because a lot of the dungeon enemies are stronger than the overworld enemies.
Thanks for the feedback, chat. I'll be adjusting things as we go along. Had to scramble a little bit to get us on, but wanted to give these two the platform they deserve tonight to show off all the great work they put into this.
Yes, thank you very much, Trenton and the Randomania crew. Our background tracker, Truant Gamer, working as well. We do have a level on Antler's side. Couldn't tell exactly what it was, because we're going to have Shapes dungeons, and the dungeons don't tell you what level they are. So we just know that we got one there. And you see they're checking out some bushes that you might not normally burn here. He's Antlerz is trying to get this second quest level 7 spot open to see if this on the second quest overworld will open up for him.
Clipping into the tree to avoid the damage, but the HP just wasn't there for the kill.
Well, actually, what he was trying to do there was clip into the bush so he could burn the proper bush. If you don't clip in, you cannot hit that bush with your candle, the bush he wanted to. Otherwise, you have to go all the way around. And so what he was trying to do is that's how you clip in second quest speedruns, is clip into that bush, burn to the right, and it will actually, if that would have opened, it would have been the bush above the one that he supposedly burned. But that's how the game is programmed. It will burn the bush above.
Gonna need a recorder to check out that spot.
Yep, so there's part of the second quest overworld. And man, this overworld is not kind to either runner, both taking several deaths so far.
Yeah, this is a hard enemy set to just dodge. It's so hard to do without a weapon.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot more deaths until these guys pick up more heart containers. Hey, the white sword, that's one thing I did not mention. The white sword is actually not shuffled. That is static in these flags, so a good find if they can get some heart containers. Redbird Grad's going to find the same level that Antlerz did a little bit ago. Let me double check and see if the amount of hearts needed for the white sword has changed or not.
Okay. So we've got Redbird exploring a dungeon.
And by the way, yes, the sword hearts are changed, so that white sword will be between 4 and 6 hearts for both of these players. Really squishy red gorillas on Redbird Grad's side. That is because the enemy HP is ±4 in this flag set, and the boss HP is actually random. So we could have 0 HP bosses, or we could have +4 HP bosses. This is going to be pretty interesting.
I just want to take a moment and appreciate what a shot he got off there. He lined up all those red gorillas to get one big kill so well.
Yeah.
And that led to him getting another heart container out of this dungeon.
Yep, and he is trying to get bombs to drop and just not getting them to drop.
He had to up A out of the dungeon after getting trapped. But, once he comes back in, he has to re-kill this room. He's showing off one of the things as he gets the bombs he wanted. I'll be a little more careful though, because I'm probably ahead of you. Leaving the room, the deaths will stay. The enemies will not respawn so long as one thing is left alive in the room. So he was able to use that to his advantage with the candle.
Yep, and we got 2 HP ropes there. Not too bad, but I don't know if that's what he wants to be doing with his non-sword time that he has. Antlerz finds a dungeon in the graveyard. He's going to nope out of it, just wants that sword. And hey, speaking of a sword, we have 4 HP white sword. That is amazing for Redbird Grad to find right now.
He's going to be so happy about that, and just watch his combat take off now that he's got an unlimited weapon to use.
Yep, and Antlerz actually picked up the Armos item, which was the heart container. So he actually has enough to go grab his white sword. If I don't know if he burned that bush or not to know where it was.
J-Dirk, I don't know if Redbird ever wants to find the wood sword before he finds the white sword. But he's on a hot streak of that.
Yeah, that is not the first time that's happened. And it's not even the first time it's happened tonight. He found the white sword before the wooden sword.
Though in both cases he had to pick up a blue candle beforehand, so unfortunately not able to take advantage of that cave and the free blue candle it would offer.
And you're seeing second quest rooms come into play as well. Second quest rooms are on in these Shapes dungeons, so that push block, not normally in a first quest room, so you won't see that in the Pentaforce tournament yet, but it is on display here in this highly unusual battle royale.
0 HP, not even 1 for the
Nice. Makes the picking up that bloomerang all that better.
Little screen wrapping for Antlerz. He checks out Vanilla 5. Working his way west from the northeast corner. And several open caves that can lead you to.
Yeah, Redbird has got a rough room here. Down to half a heart. It's got to dodge all these fireballs as well as the Gibdo movement. Gets the Triforce. I think he just wants to know what level he's in and get the refill. Meanwhile, Antlerz just found level 9.
Well, that one is labeled. It just won't necessarily help us right now.
Yeah, he doesn't want to really be in there. In this flag set, important items can be in level 9. The likelihood that he's going to find the bow and the silvers in there going in with no sword and 4 hearts is probably not a play he wants to make right now.
Maybe even beyond that, no keys, no bombs, so
yeah,
exploration would be extraordinarily limited.
He's got 66 rupees, though. Is that good enough to go in?
you could pay off a mugger, maybe? I think it was 67, though.
Captain Green, yes, 9 is just open in this flag set, but Ganon is required, so we do need to find those bow and silvers.
You can buy a pack of bombs. It'll just cost you about 28 rupees or so.
Well, that's what he does. And he finds the sword at Vanilla. Interesting.
Well, he won't be upset over that pickup, having not found the white sword yet.
Yeah, I think chat mentioned he burned the bush, but I think he burned it from the other side, and then maybe forgot that he didn't go in there, or is choosing to not go in there. Redbird and Antlerz now in different levels here. Antlerz found a level just north west of the Vanilla, and in this case the wooden sword location.
So put yourself in a runner's shoes for a moment. When you don't know what these levels are, how are you deciding how much time you want to invest, what directions you want to explore? What are you willing to commit to the unknown?
It's a tough question. You're going to see them, even though the Triforces are not needed, you're going to see them pick them up because they want to know what level they're in. With Shapes dungeons, it's really going to be difficult for them to kind of decipher that unless they get a map. And even then, it's not guaranteed, like, if they're going to know that they're in level 1 versus level 2, to know if they want to go after a second item or not. It's mostly to know if they're in levels 1 or 8, compared to their contemporary levels of size. So that's going to be the most important thing. You've already seen both runners pick up a Triforce and then check their inventory to see what level they just picked up. Yeah, beefy gels here. It's like one of the enemies, probably the worst enemies to be beefy in the randomizer are gels and keys, because their movement is quite erratic. You can't really predict what they're going to do. I mean, at least with gels, you kind of know that they're going to stay on the lines, but even then, they change directions all over the place and they move at different speeds. It just makes them really difficult to really combat. No keys here for Antlerz means that he's not going to try to use his bombs and progress. He's just going to nope on out of here.
I think I can understand that that decision when you're limited on one resource that you don't really want to invest a lot of the others. It stinks to get 10 rooms in, find out you need one, and you invested all that time to not be able to make progress.
Yeah. Redbird grad finding a level just along the river north of Vanilla level 1. Gets another heart container. Maybe we'll see what this level is. Nice shade of dark blue or dark purple. What do you want?
And a lot of blue Lionels making life hard.
Yeah. He's just got that white sword.
Well, they take 2 bomb explosions to the face. What good's a white sword for you?
Oh, yeah. At least they dropped some bombs for him, but that is... Oh, and then, yeah, he unfortunately probably was looking ahead of him and didn't look at the one to the right that stopped right in front of him.
The firing squad that is Lionel's have made many a dungeon hard when they get randomized in there.
Yeah, and it's worse that the lag that room produces can really trip you up, and that's probably the worst thing about those rooms. It's not really that you have 8 Lionels in there, it's that the lag comes and goes. And we see a transport staircase in here. Doesn't really mean much in shapes. This could still be a small level, but usually transport staircases are reserved for the larger dungeons.
You certainly know it's more likely, if nothing else. And those Lionels, they just don't care.
Yeah, and they actually rolled high too, since those red Lionels are usually 4 HP, and they did not go down in 2 white sword hits. So yeah, this is a pretty hefty combat seed so far for a lot of things, except for the red gorillas.
This is a seed. It feels like you'd benefit a lot from Redbird's favorite item, and I say that very sarcastically because I'm talking about the magic shield. Still exploring this dungeon, maybe seeing if there's a different path than what he found so far.
And he's got the compass now, and he definitely left a lot of open rooms down in this area, so he doesn't want to leave quite yet. He's already noped out of a few dungeons. He doesn't really want to nope out of more when he's got the ways to explore here. He can make his way to the Triforce and maybe see what dungeon this is, hopefully find an item on the way.
Maybe a ladder block or 2. Of course, the map can help as well.
Yep, and that looks fairly medium. This could be like level 5.
Now, interesting to note that one of the things the map does for him is really narrow down some of the bomb wall locations. Because in the Pentaforce tournament, where we're dealing with vanilla shapes, you still have those off-map secret rooms. As soon as shapes are on the table, that's no longer the case, so rooms have to have an adjacency to be eligible for a bomb. Like possibly this.
Let's see. See if he can bomb in over here. He can. So he might try to explore up if this room's not too terrible for him. See if he can't find the staircase in here. And hasn't found it yet, so ooh, that key is tempting, but not in that room.
Yeah, I was just thinking that has to feel really bad knowing you're leaving that key behind. There is the book for sale. All of 183 rupees.
Why is the book for sale?
Well, you know these flags and I don't, but if it means what I think it means, things could be exploding later on.
Yeah, we have Boomstick is on. Of course, you got to find the wand to make that work, but if they gather enough rupees, they might want to go ahead and grab that. It'll make a lot of exploration, especially in something like 9, a little bit easier.
But when you look at Redbird's money, it just starts to show when you're not buying hints, it gets to be a lot easier to put that stack of money together. Especially if you're not buying Blue Ring, which could be an iffy proposition for the runners. So it's very realistic to get the cash together for it.
Yeah.
However, you have to find the wand.
Yeah, that's why in some of these seeds, I mean, Boomstick is good, but you're not going to see it too often just because of that stipulation, especially in something with like Open 9 where you could literally visit no dungeons and go to 9 if you have a good overworld set of items. So I'd be curious to know in these. I mean, Truant is in chat here and behind the scenes. I'd be curious to know how many times that he's seen people pick up the Boomstick in this flag set. Both our runners in the same dungeon. Both runners not finding the item right away. I think it could be ladder blocked because that one room. Well, there's a way to get from it. The one room on the east, oh sorry, the west. Excuse me. There is a way to get to it from the other side potentially, but it was ladder blocked from the north. This could be an item room, maybe.
Yeah, he's not been in this room before. He died in the previous room, so never got down this far. That also leaves this room to the east that is still unexplored.
And not the room.
Little subtlety Redbird showed off was to check the wall. You always got to be careful of those wall masters when you're dealing with mixed enemies.
Yep. Definitely left some rooms that I thought were cleared that definitely weren't if you don't kind of hug the wall and try to make sure. Yeah, so he's going to go left here. And if he bombs to the left in this room, he might be able to get around the ladder block that he saw before.
Not this case.
And he cannot. So I think that means this is a ladder blocked item in that very left room, because he's explored every other spot. Yep, it is ladder blocked.
And I gotta assume any level you find the map in particularly early makes you a lot more likely to explore it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no matter what dungeon it is, I would probably explore to find the item if I found the map, especially in shapes.
Redbird has a decent stack of money now. Will he find anything he chooses to spend it on? Keys are good, bombs are good.
I'd say right now he's probably feeling okay. I don't think he's going to spend money yet on keys or bombs. He might pick up cheap meat if he finds it.
Now that'd be my biggest question at this point would be, do you maybe keep saving hoping for blue ring, or do you pick up meat? Arrows doesn't seem like a big pickup target.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick up arrows right now. My kind of rule of thumb is I won't really pick up arrows until I find the bow. There's really no point to doing that because you might find the silvers before the arrows. Before the bow, and they would be just useless. So that's my philosophy, is to wait until you at least have the bow. And or even then, like, sometimes I wait until I know I need them. Unless it's like maybe the arrow shop is like the rare shop I know, and you're just kind of out of the way for you. Speaking of good things to find,
the magic key will open up a lot of exploration the rest of the seed for Redbird grad. No more key concerns at all.
Yeah, that's a big find. And I believe he knows that this is level 8, so he is searching for that second item in here now. And I believe that... oh, was it the bloomerang?
No, he already had that. He came into this level with it.
I can't remember.
He definitely came into this level with it. Unless this is a revisit of this dungeon, then that's definitely not the case.
I mean, he did. It looks like he has the level 8 Triforce already, so I think he did do this earlier. And he usually is pretty good on his tracking, so I think he knows that there is still an item in here for him. Meanwhile, Antlerz is still in this. I'm gonna say it's level 5. I don't know if we figured it out exactly if it was level 5 if somebody looked at their track, but it looks like it's on the tracker as level 5.
Sounds good enough for me.
But yeah, he's gonna try his best to get this item, but unfortunately, it's just a time waste right now. Redbird dies an 8 and says, nope.
So at what point do you think gotta get into 9? When you have one of the bow or silvers, or do you need 2 of 3 if you throw the ladder in?
I'd probably, in this flag set, I wasn't in this tournament at all, but if I was playing, I would probably go into 9. If I felt like my resources were good, I'd go into 9 with only one of the items, because you can track Ganon and Zelda while you're looking for a second item. But I wouldn't go into 9 if I was on, like, green tunic, 3 hearts, wooden sword, 1 key. I don't feel like that's productive, probably. But with the resources that Redbird has, 6 hearts, any key, 7 bombs, if I found one of those items, I would go into 9. I'd go in ladderless too. If I can do a seed ladderless or try to do a seed ladderless, I'll do it.
Well, we've certainly seen that happen plenty lately. At least one of the Swiss rounds was defeated ladderless.
Oh yeah, my one last night was ladderless for me. Redbird finding some take any roads. So far they are okay.
Yeah, I kind of like to paint the corners of the world whenever possible.
Mm-hmm. So Antlerz is going to find his any key as well. It's going to be a really big pickup for him. So both our runners now are good on their exploration techniques. That's really going to be nice for both of these guys.
As far as the non-required items go, it's one of the great ones for just letting you dig dungeons out. Both of these runners are skilled enough. They're able to force bomb counts, so you figure that plus keys, you basically have exploration of dungeons unless you're ladder blocked.
Yeah, I absolutely love finding the any key as an earlier item. That's one of the things I will definitely look for. I mean, I'm looking for a lot of other things, but that's one thing I definitely want to find early on. More than a red ring, even more than like a bow or a silver arrow. If you find the any key, it just makes everything in life better.
Second item in this dungeon for Antlerz is the wood boomerang, so this must be level 1, I think.
I'm not sure where he went in, but yeah, it might be. I think he's trying to kill this Gliok here to get the Triforce and see what he's in.
Or no, wait, this would be second quest dungeons, wouldn't it?
Well, they have second quest rooms. It's Shapes dungeons.
Okay.
So yeah, he's gonna pick up this Triforce and see what dungeon he's in. So with the Shapes dungeons, the logic will still put the 2 items in 1, 8, and 9 with Shapes.
Redbird does.
So yeah, Redbird with his money.
Yeah, grabs that bait, so he'll have that in reserve if he runs into the block. It also means he can continue to collect secret coins without fear of overflowing his money.
And Antlerz must be in level 1 because he is going back in, and he got the heart container, but he knows that is not the floor item that he's looking for, because that was the Armos item.
And
so yeah, Antlerz is looking for something like that, the raft right on the ground. there in level 1. So level 1 housing the wooden boomerang and the raft.
Well,
could be good.
May not have been the one you first imagined, but could very well be required as in some form or fashion.
Yeah, we found a lot of dungeons. What haven't we found? I don't think we've technically found level... We're missing, I think, 3 levels, maybe?
Yeah, certainly also the magic sword, although I don't think that's a high priority by any means. Then there's a couple bonus caves we haven't seen. Yeah,
I'd be... especially with Redbird having the white sword, I don't think he's gonna even think about getting heart containers. I think he's more in the item and go mode, and so if he finds heart containers along the way, he's gonna pick them up, but he's not going out of his way to pick up heart containers, so the likelihood that he gets the magical sword is pretty small. Antlerz, though, if he doesn't go for that white sword item and forgot that it was the white sword, if he forgot that he was in that bush, he might try to go for the magical sword play. Meanwhile, Redbird making a play. So he says, yeah, my resources are good enough. Let's go into 9.
I'm going to go ahead and switch our audio over to Redbird so that maybe we can pick up on Ganon if he's nearby. So for those of you watching, we've now gone over to Redbird's audio.
Sounds good.
This is where not having the hints would feel really bad, because boy, you'd like to see silvers lie in the blank quadrant or lie elsewhere.
Yeah, those blank hints really just make it sort of the I forget what it's called. I want to say like it's just an item hunt. Just a complete blind item hunt. Just go explore and see what you find. There's not going to be any with important items in 9. It's not going to be any logic to tell you that where to kind of go. Whether it be from the randomizer hints themselves or that those important items can't be in 9. So it's really just go, go, go.
Here's, though, what I think it does do for you is 3 dungeons are going to have 2 items, and now 9 is one of them. If I'm not mistaken, that means we have found all of them. And I think that's true for Redbird himself, or did he not get one yet?
He hasn't gone into level 1 as far as I know.
He hasn't gone to 1. But still, that if you do 1, 8, and 9 for full digs trying to find both items, that's the most item spots you can hit per dungeon.
That is true. But I don't think he found that second item in level 8. I don't think he actually saw the wooden boomerang. I think he died and went out as far as I saw. But maybe he went back in and saw it real quick, but I don't think he did. I think he bailed out.
Yeah, he seemed to have left that dungeon. He died in the compass room, and then I never saw him return. I believe he had already had the Triforce out of that dungeon at that point. So, not sure if he was just looking for an item and that was a good reason to go, or what that may have been. So Truant tells us that it's Antlerz who's now in 8. Picked up the Triforce out of here already.
Okay. Well, either way, Redbird's on his item hunt. He's going to take any staircase he can to eliminate 2 staircases inside of this level 9, while also searching for shutter doors that won't open, single shutter doors that won't open, and any loud noises from a bovine type animal. Wait, bovine, that's not right.
No, that'd be a cow.
What are pigs called?
Swine?
It's the equivalent of bovine for a pig. Swine? Swine, that's right, swine. Swine type animal, there we go.
We have the blue boomerang in level 8 for Antlerz, and Redbird continues to search here. Porcine Okay.
Porcine or porcine? Porcine? Bacine. Yes, I like that one actually.
Let's go with that. Who cares what's right? Let's go with it.
So Redbird's finding a lot of staircases in here.
He is gonna be rewarded in the biggest of ways.
Wow. Okay, so he is one half the way there.
We talked about it earlier.
Would
Ganon
be
required, which means you're gonna need the bow, you're gonna need the silvers.
Yeah, but he's staying in this level 9. That's a great call. Just go for it and see what you can find in here. As we're seeing, Antlerz is in 8, and I don't know if we saw the second item in here.
We hear Ganon.
Okay. And we got a reverse C. Let's see if this Patra is holding anything behind. Just gotta be careful. Okay, he killed the right one.
There's gonna be another staircase in this instance, but you start running out of staircases.
He's found a lot of staircases. He's been doing really well. I mean, it's one of the things you do want to find is just staircase to staircase to staircase. So when you stop finding the staircase, then you have to start exploring a lot more rooms, and it gets you a little bit more nervous.
As of yet, no sighting of the silvers. It really could be what this seed hinges upon, as we've seen the ladder and now bow.
And it could also matter like when Antlerz decides he's ready to go into 9. You know, he might try to explore everything outside of 9 first before going in, and that was obviously going to be the wrong play, because at least we know that the bow is in here.
Correct myself, wrong wooden object. We found the raft. Navigating this 9 on just half a heart.
He's sticking it out.
Well, he keeps finding a way forward. I think he actually found a way into Ganon's room. He's been on, I believe, 2 sides of it so far.
Yeah, he's probably preserving his one bomb that he has, trying to use it as wise as he can. If he's not going to be into Ganon, at least he knows approximately where he is.
Yeah, we hear Ganon again from this room.
I think Ganon might be below right now then, or maybe above. Actually, I think he's below.
That's good fun.
Below and to the left, so he's gonna... He might have a path to Ganon here. I mean, he might need to bomb.
Yeah, there was an Aurora there, so he is diagonal of this room. Or is it going to be a magic staircase?
Chat.
You got to come from the south.
Could be. And Trun in chat pointing out that the second item in 9 could be behind Ganon through a bomb hole. That has happened. Even when important items are not in 9, that can still happen. If you got like the silver arrows in 9, that could be behind Ganon's in logic. It's not something you really want to do because you might get stuck in Ganon's room. You don't want to have to up an A. And you know, I mentioned that Gels and Keese are some of the worst enemies to have beefy HP on. Those Tektites, especially the orange ones there, are probably the third worst thing. They like to move around a lot.
Anything that's either quick movement or high damage is really annoying to roll up in HP.
Yeah. And I definitely side on more of the quick movement is worse. because I can at least predict patterns from things like Dark Nuts or Wizrobes, but you just can't predict the patterns of gels and keys and Tektites very easily. As we see Redbird taking one to the face. He's gonna have to start level 9 over again.
Well, he gets more health for his trouble and maybe goes in a little bit different direction this time.
And I don't think I checked it out at all, like where the level is that Antlerz is in. Is this a new level to us? I was kind of focused on Redbird's 9 exploration. Sure, it says he believes it's level 2. Okay. So he is clearing out rooms, trying to find a floor drop. Also trying to get a bomb drop from those guys, having no luck.
That heart count is also starting to get up there. You would need another 2 for mags to even be a possible option. But from a wood sword instead of a white, it would make a lot more sense to think about it a little.
And he's clearing this room out. If this is a push block, which it is not, I was going to say that would be a double staircase level 2, double segmented. That would be quite rare.
But it would be very fitting of a Battle Royale championship.
Yeah.
Good use of the candle to clear out a bunch of those dudes. Not picking up the money though.
It's only 3 rupees. It's like finding a penny on the ground. You're not really going to pick that up.
Well, I mean, you're probably talking another 10 pennies minimum to pick up the bait, which I don't think he's done yet. Sometimes these things just add up.
Indeed, but he's chugging away in this dungeon, trying to find this floor item.
Redbird, meanwhile,
We'll take the nickel on the ground, though.
Redbird's got the silvers.
What?
Redbird has
That
found
is...
bow and silvers in 9.
Wow.
He's got the white sword. The only thing that could stop him now is a ladder block.
Wow. That's... What an incredible play to go into level 9 when he did that. Yeah, as long as he knows where Ganon is approximately. He needs some bombs, I think, though, with the way he was going before. So he needs to get some bomb droppers to get into Ganon the way I think he knows, unless he found a different way around. And I don't believe we've seen Zelda yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of rooms he maybe didn't necessarily take the time to clear out, but he's explored well over half of this 9. So the options are limited.
Oh, there we go.
Here's Ganon. Oh no!
Never mind. Oh, okay, this is okay. This actually is not the worst room.
It's not the... Well, it's not the combat versus Ganon that I'm oh-knowing. As Redbird is showing off...
he needs to be careful of where he puts in the final hit. You see him doing a particular movement. He studied this. He's doing a particular movement to get Ganon onto the top, so he's not going to spawn. He's not going to get the final hit over the lake or over the river. He's got great movement here. He's practiced this fight.
See, chat knows what I'm thinking. What if Zelda is to the left and this is...
He's good. If Zelda's to the left, that's really bad.
This is ladder blocked all the time.
Hey, what if the ladder's in 9 as well? I'm kidding.
Well, it's like, wait, what
9 just seems to have everything for us.
Can hearts be items?
Items are shuffled with the keys now.
Oh gosh, don't let Fred hear you.
That staircase didn't really help, I don't think, unless he can go to the left. Yeah, he might try to go to the left and, or maybe he's already mapped that out. Maybe he knows that that's not the way.
He's covered a lot of ground in this 9. I don't know well, it obviously did not lead him to Zelda's room, or he would have gone back there. But I think what it did do for him is tell him, okay, here's the direction I haven't been in, so that's where I've got to go.
Yeah.
And have we mentioned that this 9 is very Patra infested?
Yeah, pretty traditional. Ooh, these guys, but with half a heart, he's got to be very careful. He wants the bombs from these guys.
The turrets just add an extra dimension to clear out rooms like this.
And the lag. There's the bomb. Clock is nice.
Well, at least you don't have to worry about the turret fire. Yeah, we got a glimpse of his map there, so it's that sort of northeast third, as weird as it sounds to describe it that way, that he's not been in yet.
And he also, I mean, he was south of Ganon, quote unquote, or in the south of Ganon area, and I don't know if he, because he was so short on bombs, I don't know if he actually tried to bomb left in the southwest. So he might actually try to go back that direction as well, because at least he has a way to go that way. But yeah, you're right. He hasn't been in the northwest much either.
And this is shapes, so we don't know exactly what this 9 looks like. But then again, you're only going to have so many empty spaces in a 9.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be a good staircase.
Up to 60. Up to 60 rooms here. Something like that. Ooh, shutter door does not open.
Looking for either a shutter door that opens or the compass. Oh boy, if this room drops the compass.
It's still a little bit of a block. I don't know if he's been around it yet. Antlerz needs to get into level 9 as quickly as possible, but I don't see him doing that. If he hasn't done it yet, I don't really see him doing it anytime soon.
So if we try and get in Antlerz' head, do you think he's looking for one more of the 3 before going?
I think so, yes. Even just one more of the 2, like Bow or Silvers before he goes into 9, because the likelihood that both of them are in there, which unfortunately they are, is really low. And the old man could have been a great hint for where Zelda was. And yeah, we found Zelda's room. It has been taken over.
I don't even think we saw what the enemies were. He got out of there so fast.
I believe they were gaseous clouds.
Do those do much damage?
Not in this game. If you're playing like Dragon Warrior, yeah, they do.
The compass!
Oh, baby.
She is! She's over by Ganon! She's over by Ganon!
Is that... I don't think that's south. I think that's north. I think that's north of where he was. So I think he needs to come at it from the top. So Ganon was south of Zelda.
It's the vicinity, but he tried bomb walls when he was up there. I couldn't tell you room for room where he came up short on that. But boy, that location I'm just looking at and thinking that looks a whole lot like ladder through Ganon's room.
Well, we'll see. I thought Ganon was a little further south of that, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know if he tried to bomb in this room.
Okay.
He was short on bombs. There it is.
That door opens.
And there's the room.
Bow and Silvers in 9. It delivers for Redbird. And he...
Ladderless.
Ladderless with a time of 46 minutes, 56 seconds.
Yeah, get your GGs out in chat for our champion. of this Battle Royale highly unusual tournament put on by our own truant gamer, Redbird grad here. We'll get him in for an interview shortly. He might want to calm himself down after that one. Never mind, he's just going to jump right in here. Good lord.
What the heck, dude?
What the heck indeed. You made the play of the night, I think. No matter, like, across all of the tournament matches that are going on tonight, that was definitely the can I say it? Can I say the ballsiest play?
That was the 5%er that came true.
Yeah, it was magical.
I mean, for seriously, for these flags to end like this is fantastic.
Yeah. So Antlerz, I mean, he knows where level 9 is, just like you. He has not found the white sword. He burned open the bush, but I don't think he ever went in it to know that the white sword is in there. I think he forgot that he didn't go in there. Yeah, he's still not going there. But he has just not gone into level 9 yet. He's still clearing overworld spots. I think in his mind, he wants one of the items before he goes in.
Well, I was honestly just looking for a ladder because I had so many blocks and stuff. When I kept going to dungeons, I'm like, man, there's blocks everywhere. And combat was tough enough that I'm like, man, if I get a ladder, a red ring, a wand, something, it's going to help me. So that's why I went to 9.
Yeah, and you can track out where Ganon and Zelda are at the same time.
I tell you what, though, man, my heart sank. The river fight was fine. I know how to do that. But when I saw that door, I'm like, that's where she is.
Yeah,
I was worried for you.
Trenton and chat were saying the same thing.
I was even more worried when I saw the compass.
I explored every other room because I had no bombs.
Yeah, and that's why we had seen you not do a few rooms just because of the bomb situation. So you still had a lot to explore, but yeah, that could have been pretty disastrous. Although Antlerz doesn't have the ladder yet, so we don't exactly know where it is.
I only found a few levels, honestly, like 3 or 4 levels, and then just jumped in.
How many Patras did you have to kill in that 9?
More than I wanted to. It was probably 4 or 5, if I remember right. Don't count the deaths as duplicate Patras, because I died all over the place this season. I died 10 times. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, the overworld in the beginning was not very kind. 3 hearts to go on that is not cool, and both of you guys had like 3 early deaths that kind of just evened everything out. Like you both were dying in that overworld. Unfortunately, it looks like Antlerz has forfeited from the race.
This was some seed to try and get through.
Great RPGs for Antlerz as well. Made it into the top 2. Gonna grab himself 6 points to go towards the Tournament of Champions with this Battle Royale series that will be taking place beginning November of this year. Redbird grad, I believe, with that win will solidify him as far as points go into that Tournament of Champions as well. So congratulations to Redbird grad for moving on up into that. And I'm not sure about Antlerz' points, but 6 points at least will get him into the play-in race that'll take place right before November to maybe, if he doesn't have the points already, to get him into that Tournament of Champions as well.
Yeah, I think just exactly the recap you said. I'm pretty stoked. I didn't think I was going to come away with this one. I don't know how much of this Battle Royale you watched, but first couple weeks were very shaky. I think I finished 9th in the very first one of these until I kind of got acclimated to the flags.
Yeah. That's what happens with sort of wild flag sets. You if you don't practice them a lot, you might make the wrong plays or think about it the wrong way. I did the same thing in the Flesh Wound, the 1-hit KO swordless tournament. The first week I was second to last, and then every other week I was kind of middle of the pack or upper pack. So it was really just a get used to my strategy going through. And as I'm talking about myself for some reason, Antlerz has joined us in the commentary. GG Antlerz, it was a spectacular seed, just not the way probably you wanted it to. It was a just made the play of the year.
Yeah, GG Redbird, and honest.
Apologize, as we seem to be having a little bit of lag. I'm doing what I can to cut down on that.
9 ladder not required. That started to weigh more and more heavily on me as I was finding, oh, here's a boomerang, here's another boomerang, here's the recorder, here's every other item in the seed except for the ones that I need as I'm going through all the other dungeons. So no, that's I've been pretty vocal about how much I love these flags, and that's the reason why, even though it didn't pan out for me this time, it's exciting, and it can lead to some crazy things happening like that.
I think if we took the average, just to jump in real quick, if we took the average of all the weeks, Antlerz, I think, outplaced everybody by far. These were right up his alley. He played very well in them, and I knew it'd take something like this tonight for me to beat him. So luckily it fell right for me, but I was having zero luck, dude, outside of 9.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it could have gone either way tonight. And it definitely, going into 9 was the play, and I think that you probably read the seed better than I did. Because like I said, starting to read the seed, you could definitely tell that maybe 9 was a play. Even if Bow and Silvers weren't both in 9, there were enough ladder blocks and things that were pointing to 9 outside in other dungeons. So that's really good call and a good read on your part to go in there.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like I said in IRC, I went in 9 just looking for the ladder to get help elsewhere. I told these guys like the red ring or something, just because combat was so brutal, overworld and underworld. And once I found the bow first, and I'm like, well, we're staying in 9, boys, until we're gonna see this thing through.
Yeah, I bought a blue ring about 5 minutes into the seed. If that tells you anything, this overworld was disgusting.
Dude, I made an Armos play early. I was trying to get the Armos item, and I died 4 times on the Eastern Armos. Just the Eastern 3. I'm trying to get those. And then I'm like, screw this. So I went west, and I'm like, oh, it's a heart. Thanks, game.
Right. Yeah, I died about 2 minutes in, up on the second Armos screen, the one right by just east of Vanilla 2. And I'm like, this is going to be rough. If I get the money and I find Blue Ring, I'm going to buy it. And so I did. I'm like, hopefully Juan's not free this seed, because RBG's gonna murder me if that happens.
Well, unfortunately, do you know what was a bit free this seed that you did not pick up?
What's that?
The white sword.
Yeah, I never found it. I don't know where it was.
You burned the bush open, but you never actually went in it. It was right on vanilla start. It was on your start screen. You burned the bush but never went in, and it was it was the 4-heart white sword.
I'm so awful about that.
We were like, why doesn't he have the white sword? The bush is open.
Yeah, that's the worst, because like I started on the screen, I up-A'd when I finally had the candle, I burned it, and then I just forgot to go in it, apparently. So.
We've all been there. I did the exact same thing. Just be glad more it wasn't like level 9, because I had a seed where I forgot that I burned a bush and then left, and then came back and I never went in it, and it was a level that had an item that was required. So it's happened to plenty of people. It was just kind of a funny thing on this seed.
Yeah, that's certainly not the first time I've done that. Certainly not the last time. But I will take solace in the fact that I'm even though I got murdered tonight, as I was fully expecting to against RBG, but I will take solace in the fact that I killed that 3-headed or 4-headed Gleeok, I can't remember, with wood sword and like 2 hearts in an NSU room.
Yeah, that was in level 1. That was very impressive. Really fortunate fireball patterns and good movement to get around that, to get the Triforce and figure out what dungeon you were in.
Yeah, I was debating. I'm like, do I even want to try this right now? But I'm like, you know what? If I die, I die. I go back to start, and then I can just leave anyway. But I really want to. I had a suspicion that was level 1, just because of how early the item was. The items in level 1 a lot of times tend to be pretty quick, or they're a lot more likely because of how small it is. So I really wanted to see that. But
What was in 1? Where was 1?
it was on Death Mountain, and it was garbage. It was the raft, and it was the
Boomerang.
Yeah, nothing.
As
good.
we start to wrap this up, Redbird, any final thoughts?
No, I want to shout out Truant, first of all, for making the flags, because like Antlerz is saying, they're really cool flags. Once you got to know them and understand what was asked of you and stuff like that, I mean, all 10 of us loved them. We all joked about, being free from the seed and stuff, but there was a cool flag set. So thanks to all the 10 or the other 9 that ran with us. I thought it was a cool group of people, and the last 10 weeks have been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'll echo that. Tons of fun. Everyone knows how I feel about these flags. I love them. I did, I was practicing them all the time when I wasn't practicing for the Pinafores, but yeah, thanks Truant. Thanks for you guys for throwing this together last minute to give everyone a showcase of them. And if there's ever a salty run back, I will definitely be joining. So
Truant's already talking about
dude.
it.
What's that?
Truant's already talking about it. So
Good. I can't wait. Just let me know when and where I'll be there.
Thank you, Truant, for working behind the scenes on the tracking to help make this happen, and thank you, Random, for jumping in here on short notice.
for sure, it's been fun.
GG, Redbird, definitely deserved it. Played that seed perfectly, and deserving champion.
Hey, GG, bro. Thanks, man.
A lot of Z1 action on Twitch tonight. We're gonna go over to the creator of the Z1 Randomizer, Fred Coughlin's doing some speed runs tonight, and we'll host him up. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Hope you have a great rest of your day.